Whenever I start watching a documentary, I'm just really curious to get to know how a lot of people operate, how people reason. It's just like a window for me to see experiences of other people. But it gets wilder every time. You're really not prepared for this. What are you going to learn from watching a documentary? Man with 1,000 babies. When you go in, you might just think like, okay, sperm donor, let's just see what's going on here. And the story unfolds and it's getting very wild until the end of the episode, the three-part episode. And when they mentioned Africans, what are we doing here? How did we get into this entire mix? So this docu-series started in the Netherlands. Jonathan Mayer, the man that has allegedly 1,000 kids, but he has come out to say that it is just about 500, and not so crazy. So this Jonathan Mayer, he decided to help families, people who want children. He decided to help them by donating to both clinics and also this website. But when the documentary started, it was actually these moms, these parents that went on this website. So they were looking for something specific. His physique was the number one priority why they chose this man. They had wanted kids that will have blue eyes like their dad and blonde hair. And he's very willing to, he's very responsive. He's willing to meet the parents one on one. And in the Netherlands, you cannot meet the donor until the child is at least 16 years old. But here, when you're not going through that entire connecting, you get to bypass. And this man was just so great physically. He had a YouTube channel, so that was like a window into his world for them. Like, okay, he's well traveled, I think he also speaks multiple languages, like bits and pieces of them. So yeah, he's really just perfect to them. He was also donated to clinics, and these clinics, they relied on the word of the donor, which is really interesting to me because I was surprised that such an industry would just rely on whatever the donor says. Have you donated to other clinics in this immediate environment and just say no or yes and that's it? There are no proper checks. When the mothers asked him that, were you also helping other families? He said, just five. And they're like, okay, that's good. He's such a good person. So he donates to them. We see parents rushing with the liquid home, driving in full speed, trying to keep the liquid warm. He even offered to have intimate relations with some of the mothers. The thing started going crazy when a woman noticed that Coca's child looks like her child. That's when everything started to come together, small, small. Around that vicinity, which is against the law actually, because of the gene pool thing. Around that vicinity, he's donating, and their children that are having blue eye, blonde hair. They had to create a group on Facebook talking about this donor when everything started to go out of hand. They started spreading these children all over the world. And when they brought these children together just for like a date, a play date, they could see that these children had immediate connections with each other because they are related. But the fear is that, okay, what if these children, in the long run, they mistake this connection for love? So it got even wilder when we learned that this man, he's doing it not because of anything. There was really no talk about any monetary gain or anything. No, he's just helping. By helping, he's trying to spread his DNA around the world. This is their fault because they were just only concerned about the looks, blonde hair and blue eyes. That was it. And oh, he's healthy, he has healthy teeth and all of that. It was later on that they started watching his YouTube videos and they were getting to understand that this man was actually parenting his children via these YouTube videos. So his YouTube videos are a parenting guide in a way. So, and YouTube is out there. These children will definitely one day want to know who your father is. So he's out there. It's easy to find. He's a YouTuber and he's also laying digital footprints for his offspring. Although he debunked this saying that, oh no, it's not him. There's this Facebook group where there are other men like Jonathan and they are serial donors as well. And what's worse is that there's a clinic in Africa, in Kenya, fly these men in, and one of them who said they are milking him like a cow. And he said, oh, he doesn't mind that one day he hopes to bleach Africa. So it just really went very racist, colorist all at once. And I was sitting there wondering, we really need to love ourselves. Maintain size, it was actually helping, and that he have even already stopped donating already since 2017. But the other time he donated was when some mothers reached out to him saying, oh, they want a sibling for their child. But however, these mothers in this documentary actually sued Jonathan in 2019, and the court ordered him to stop donating. That has already eased my mind in any way, because how are we going to know he's actually going to stop? This industry really has to be regulated at this point, because I don't know what the laws in my own country says about this donor industry, even funny enough. But I think this industry has to be regulated, because human beings being human beings, how are you going to know that Jonathan is not going to donate anymore? And does this mean that he's not going to have, if he eventually has a girlfriend, so he's not going to have a child with his girlfriend or his future wife, or else he's going to pay a huge fine per donor? So yeah, the mothers are feeling relieved. They were happy that the judge ruled in their favor, but it doesn't really make me rest easy at all. The fact that they are actually out there, there are a lot of them out there. Interesting part of the documentary was that Jonathan had this buddy, or this person that were doing this together. At first, the mother has actually reached out to this man, but the man has a scar on his head, so they decided not to go for him. One of the couple in this documentary decided not to go for him. This man with a scar, he's not completely absorbed in the narrative, because he's actually Jonathan's body, and they do this thing where they combine their sperms together, and they mix it together and they give to this woman. So not every kid is might even actually be Jonathan's. I don't know. I don't really know why. And the fact that they said Africans, I don't understand Africans and this colorism thing. Why are we doing this to ourselves? We are beautiful, we are perfect, we have amazing DNA. We are good. We're good. I don't know why people are crying, like are saying they want mixed babies in droves, that they have to be flying down. Imagine the money. They have to be flying down, and we all know that these things are not cheap. We have to be flying down white men that have hopes of bleaching Africa. I think that we really need to let go of a savior complex, and Africans really need to wake up and love ourselves the way we are. Love our hair, love our skin, love our teeth, love everything about ourselves fully. And also, this documentary will also make you question, okay, will people really need to really evaluate why they want kids? Honestly, why do you want a child? Understand, I'm not victim shaming any of the women or the parents here. I just really, sometimes it was just like the children were, from the way they were just really obsessed with, or having a kid, or having a kid that looks a certain way. It really makes you question a lot of things, that okay, why are people having kids? Why all the force to have a child? It's just like, do you just want a kid, or do you just want somewhere that, oh, that is shiny? And I don't know. Yeah, I know that everybody have their preferences, but it just really makes you question how other human beings, or how the human race, how we see things, how we do things. There would have been no outrage, but this man, until this man, they found out that this man wanted to spread the seed or do some sort of phenomenal thing that I don't know what he's thinking. It's like a joke to him, a competition of some sort. My takeaway from this documentary is that industry need to be regulated. Africans will need to love ourselves, because it was embarrassing that they actually mentioned us in this documentary. The On the Facebook group, the man that was a serial sperm donor, although Jonathan has denied that he's not the one, but the mother said he's the one, because the person's name is the Lion of Mombasa, and Jonathan's the only connection that they have to this person was that, okay, Jonathan was in that region at the time, and his favorite animal was the lion, so they're thinking that he's the one as well. So the fact that they have to be a group for that, and if a hospital is doing that, and because patients are asking for it, it's actually embarrassing. I think we should really check self-worth, check victim complex, or check that hero complex. Check it. It's not a good look that we're in 2024 and people are still thinking that the black race is not superior, or is less superior to another race. No, I think that people are going through a lot. People are going through a lot. You really cannot know who people, honestly, you really cannot know who people are. But the fact that people are actually going on the internet to say, okay, I need a sperm donor. It's interesting. Then we'll meet at a place, a date, and we're talking about, okay, oh, you really have good night. Yeah, I think you can be the father of my child. It's interesting. But I thought in my head when I said the sperm clinics, I thought that it was some sort of rigid process, testing this, that, they're really checking this thing, but apparently not. So yeah, because it was really wild when the woman said, "Oh, your child looks like my child." It was just crazy. Anyway, you should definitely subscribe to my channel, like this video, share this video, and I'll see you in my next video. Goodbye.